welcome to the third episode of the Furiously Eclectic podcast. And I am Dwight, aka Kersus on the channel, on Discord, and I like playing games. What about you?
Howdy, howdy. I am Adrian, known as GM Age. I created the Age of Adventure RPG, and it's great to be here, Dwight. Good to see you, mate. Been
Good
well?
to see you too. All around, we've got pretty much the whole globe covered in one like swipe, right?
Yes, time zones. Could have a whole episode on time zones and Discord timestamps.
We could have that, yeah, whole episode on timestamps and how why one app will in the event will show you the correct timestamp, but when you do the summary, it only shows the server timestamp.
Wow, yeah, just like not tangent, but a little story on that. I thought when you put a timestamp anywhere in Discord, it shows the same time to someone else. But I had someone recently say I placed a timestamp in my server and a timestamp in the pickup con server, and they said to me it's showing two different times at their end.
Weird. You'd need to see a snapshot.
I know. I'm thinking, how can that be? Unless I made a mistake, but mine was showing the correct times. So then we end up reverting to, I'm at UTC -5. I'm plus, we had to do that conversion. It defeated the whole purpose of having a timestamp.
That's odd. It makes you wonder.
Unless it was daylight savings. Unless it was something, because I posted the timestamps pre-daylight savings, and then they were looking at it post-daylight savings. And I said, unless that's got something to do, but it should always be my time and expressing your time. But anyway.
It should be, but I wonder, can you change what your time zone is per server, or is it like an account-wide thing? I don't know without actually looking it up. We're not going to find the answer unless we want to waste time looking at it.
That's exploding head emoji.
So are you running any campaigns right now?
Campaigns, what am I doing? I don't actually run campaigns anymore. The last time I ran a campaign, which I assume you're referring to like an ongoing adventure with the same sort of characters and sort of story arc, was pre-COVID. Since COVID, I've only really run one-shots. And I think you coined the term interconnected adventures. I'm pretty sure you said something along that line, which the Age of Adventure one-shots are sort of interconnected because the characters can play each adventure.
Yeah.
Sort of create a sort of pseudo-campaign that way. But no campaigns in the strict sense of the term.
Speaking of the interconnected, we tried to do that with Mothership, and that went for a while. I forget how many months that went on, where once a month we were having a Mothership game, and that was all interconnected. So there might be 3 sessions were an adventure, and then the next 3 sessions were kind of like 10 years later, could be same or different characters, and then another adventure. But it was always linked to the same ship, so that ship may change hands and go to a completely different group of players and characters.
Where did you run that?
I wasn't running it. I was a player. Nathan was running it.
Not on your server.
Yes, it was on Fiercely
on your server.
Yeah.
I think I saw that.
It ran.
Or maybe because it was a campaign, I probably didn't want to commit.
Well, it was a drop-in campaign. So from his point of view, it was sort of like West Marches, but it wasn't, purely West Marches. But it was like an open table. Right. You could show up for any session.
I would have been up for that.
Oh, we'll probably have to try to do something like that again. I enjoyed that. The interconnected, although I would like to squeeze, so each session was one adventure instead of he was doing like, a limited session thing where you'd have maybe 3 sessions cover a full adventure, and then he would start brand new with maybe different characters and such. I don't think, we never use the same characters from adventure to adventure, I don't think. But it would be some of the same players, but it would always have the same ship. It was always about this one ship kind of traveling through time. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. But you're running a campaign too at the moment, aren't you?
Yes, I'm running a Faraway Land campaign called The Heroes of Hallow.
And that's and you just started that, yeah?
Just started it. We are, what did we just turn over? Our last session was 239. So we will
Once
be
a
hitting
week.
Oh no, sorry, 240. So next session is 241. Generally once a week, yeah. We've missed some
Okay.
here and there.
So over a year. Oh, there's someone in the audience.
Yeah. Oh, Mad
No, there
Bard
isn't.
popped in and out.
Mad Barb was there. As soon as I spotted him, he
Yeah.
started to. So that's interesting. He joined, and this is not on private, and he went into the audience.
Yeah, I think anybody who joins
Okay.
jumps into the audience, and for those
So that's
listening
fine. You
to the
don't need to make
podcast,
it private then.
we're in a stage so that people can jump in and listen if they like. So the reason I asked you about the campaigns, I did have an ulterior motive, which I don't usually. Usually I just blather things, but one of the questions I've never had a campaign last this long. Like, 240 sessions. I'm not sure that I've ever hit 100, or like, I don't know what I've done in the past, like in the 80s and 90s, but this to me is my longest running campaign. And
it's amazing, man. It's
thanks.
amazing.
It's interesting. It's something. But what's hit me over time is, how do I aggregate all the information that's occurred? Because what I did say in the 90s, what we tended to run an adventure, take the same characters and run another adventure, take the same characters, and then it would be all linked as a campaign. But we didn't just have, we weren't really sandbox people. So this is a sandbox. They can do whatever they want, and they've been doing that since, late 2020 when we started the campaign. But I've gone through, we've probably talked about before, I've gone through a number of different tools to try to, use campaign management, because let's say a player drops out and you get a new player. I tend to try to make it so there's a reason why they don't know anything, so they don't have to learn any lore or anything like that. But for the players that have been there from the beginning,
do you have drop-ins?
Not drop-ins,
you don't have drop-ins,
but as players like if a player leaves the campaign, I look for, and I'm looking for a new player right now. I'd like to bring it back.
So how to get them up to speed? You don't have any. There's no depository of the lore for them to.
What I'm working on, right? So, and not just for the new players, but I think though it's harder for the players that have been there since the beginning, because it's been so long. Sometimes things pop up that are, like, in real life might be 2 or 3 years old, and because it's a living world and I try to keep everything moving around them, how, and not just for them but for me, how do I go, oh, like, got a magical item that they're carrying in the backpack, and it's been 3 years, and they finally decide, hey, I'm gonna see what this does. I'm like, where did you get it?
Oh my god.
Oh, I don't know where it came from. It looks like this. Well, how am I supposed to remember what it is?
Okay, what's your solution, or what's your interim answer to that?
So I'll start that answer by saying I tried various tools like Archivist, Notecat, Scribe Quill are the 3 main ones that gave really good tries. Now Archivist has advanced a lot since I tried it, so it may have a lot more ability than it did when I first tried it, but it made a lot of mistakes, so I spent more time correcting it than if I would just write everything from scratch.
Now hang on, we're talking about bots to record the sessions, are we?
So not only that, but Archivist is AI, right? So the neat thing with Archivist was that it started collating data, and then players could jump in and log into Archivist and ask it questions. Hey, where was those Abraham Lincoln things that we ran into from? And it would bring up all the previous data about them, so they could interact with it.
Is this a private site, or is this public that people can look at the campaign?
I think it's public to look at it, but the interaction I may have had to invite. But again, it may have changed. It's been a while since I used Archivist. Then I tried Notecat for a while, which is made by the same people who do Sesh, and it just does a transcript, which it did pretty good at, but it's not collating any data. And then I moved to Scribe Quill, which was, of those, probably my favorite one, because it didn't make so many mistakes. So when it was summarizing what we'd done in a session and bringing the data in its transcripts, they were very accurate. Who said what, and that it would very rarely make any mistakes. But one of the limitations was, like, when you first see it, it brings up any new NPCs that were mentioned and any new locations that are mentioned. And if there was a duplicate, and you didn't catch it before you approved it, you can't delete or merge the duplicates. So that generated some confusion. So that means the GM has to be very careful.
Right.
But it was really accurate. If they fix that part, it's pretty solid.
Yeah, I was going to say that sounds good. How it can extrapolate the key things, but if it's not editable,
not after you approve it. Yeah, that's one of the problems. But again, it's in beta test too, I think.
How do you find out about these things?
That's a great question. I don't think I have an answer that would be suitable.
Google Foo?
Maybe. I couldn't even tell you how I found out about those particular ones. Well, Notecat we found out because we used Sesh on the server, and they were every time I'd go into the dashboard, it was like, "Hey, check out Notecat."
Wasn't that someone? Was Notecat the one that there's someone in the server who created it, or knows someone who created it?
I don't know.
They suggested it to you.
Well,
that something else?
When it was in beta test, I think it still is in beta test. That like when I go to the dashboard to enter events, it pops up with it had a huge banner saying, "Hey, we've created Notecat."
Okay.
So,
and what have you tried? So are you using that, or there's something that's better?
So there is a next step. Not that I want to dominate the whole conversation on this.
The evolution.
So what I started doing after that was taking the audio files, because I record most of the sessions, and I've been recording the sessions for a long time, but I don't have the earliest ones, like the first 10 sessions or so, which is unfortunate because there's a really funny montage that happened in one of them, which someday I'll describe.
How are you recording them?
I record them with Craig, and I have the premium. I pay the Patreon, and I get Alistair, which is a little more stable, and it does a pretty good job recording. In the old days, it had problems dropping, but now it's super stable.
Seen them.
And then I take the file and I upload it to Notebook LM, and then I can interact with Notebook LM and ask it, can you make a summary? Can you make a summary from this NPC's point of view? And then I can have a little diary excerpt from this particular NPC just to generate kind of, writing a letter to his cousin back home in Grove, oh, these idiots, they got us in trouble again, stuff like that. And
is this free, Notebook LM?
Oh yeah. It's free.
Yeah, I see it. I've put it on the screen. Oh yeah.
Oh, so I can't.
So you create the audio file, and that's created as an MP3. Does Alistair and Craig record it as an MP3, and then you upload the MP3 to Notebook LM? Is it?
You can download it various ways. I download it as an Audacity project, and then I go into Audacity and export it as an MP3. So that way I can, if I have background music, I can, because some of the background music would be copyright protected, I can mute it and take it out of the recording before I export it.
So there's a bit of work. It's not straight upload. You have to go through the session.
Yeah. Well, I don't go through it, but with music, so what happens, I think, when it records everybody at 100%. So if you had to turn somebody down, the Alistair doesn't see your volume, your personal volume controls. It has everyone at 100%. So that means the background music is at 100%, not the 6% you might have it so it's ambient.
Yep. All right. So you've put it in Notebook LM.
Yeah. And then you can generate summaries. So then what I did from that is I started thinking, well, why don't I see if I can just make a website? And so I'm now this is very beta, but I sent the link in Quest Portal there.
Oh, here we go.
Show that. So it may have errors and dead spots. It's a work in progress, but this to me was easier than using any of the tools that are available for campaign management.
So you created a website. God, furiously. Is this just creating a website via a Discord? Or it just happens to be called Discord?
Oh, I use that as a subdomain, discord.furiouseclectic.com.
Oh, here we go. Campaign Chronicle, 240 episodes. Choose your traveler. What do you mean by choose your traveler?
So since you're not in the game, you'd use the free guest and test access at the bottom. But theoretically, you could. There's a password protected GM mode where I can go in. So if there's an artifact listed, if you go in as one of the players, you can only see the information that player knows about the artifact, where I can go in under GM mode and I could see the real information. So I don't have to go hunting for it.
Oh my God. I just clicked on Mo and Gears and Cappy and okay. Whoa. Maybe I should share screen. See what I'm looking at.
Yeah. And then we could go through it together real quick.
Screen.
Oops. That's not.
Close screen. That one. No, that's not work, is it? Hang on.
Oh, I
What am
can
I
see
doing?
your shared screen down there. Sort of. Oh, I'm going to get an echo now.
What am I doing here? I don't know if this is actually working. Can you see the history as a hello now?
Yeah, it shows up as an extra person in. Yeah, I can see it. I don't know if you can see it in the recording that you're making, though.
Yeah, I can. I'm recording the full screen. I've just lost us.
That's fine. Well, let's look at that. Let's go through it together.
Yeah, hold on. I'll just quickly see if I
wish I could make it bigger.
Oh, here we go. Maybe I can
A
recover
little
it.
bigger. Oh yeah, I can make that bigger. Perfect. Awesome.
That. There we go. I'm back.
Awesome.
All right. Yep, it did work. So where are we going?
We'll go in as free. It doesn't go in as free. The free test, one
Free
at the
guest
bottom.
and test access. Wow, this is quite. Okay, there's a lot happening here. Talk to me.
Yeah. So the question that I always have to ask myself is, how do I make it useful to the players? And I'm still working on that. The quick find at the bottom left is pretty good. But you could click on session
Well,
diaries.
it's got the chronicles in order. So if I was a player, I can see 241 episodes. The most recent one is 239.
Yeah, I haven't
Is that what that's
uploaded
saying?
240 clearly. I better upload 240 after we're done this. I forgot about that.
And 241.
241 will happen tomorrow night. I just got the website slightly ahead so that I don't forget. So click on down the left side, you see session diaries. So let's click on that and you can kind of see what pops up there.
Diary.
On this left side panel, the very top almost, just below.
Yep.
Where it says observer.
Oh,
so now I don't have them all entered. So I've only done like the first 5 and then I've entered like kind of the more recent ones and I have to go back. Entering the diaries is actually really easy. The difficult part is the characters seem to cause me lots of problems on the site because they're complicated.
Oh my God. Dude, how long did it take you to... This is just blowing my mind. What? How long did it take you to do this?
I don't know. It was fun, so I wasn't really tracking time.
But you've been working on it for the last year or the last month?
Oh, no, like a couple weeks or a week. Yeah, maybe 2 weeks.
Wow. Have you built a website before? Because this looks pretty professional.
I mean, if you ask me if I've built one before, sure, but it's been a long time, so it's not really my forte. A lot of this.
So this is saying episode 1 and 2 is the first 2 episodes of this campaign.
That's right, because when I first started the campaign, so like the first 10 episodes aren't like very serious. Like I don't have like concrete notes. Because when we'd started it, it was only meant to be 3 sessions, and then we were going to switch back to Troika. We did 3 sessions of Troika, and then we went to 3 sessions of Faraway Land, but then nobody wanted to stop, so we just kept going. And then, time just blew by. But if you click on one of the sessions, you'll see a panel opens up to the right.
Do you want me to click on any particular one?
I'll pick the 5th one since it's one.
Oh, okay. And this text is via you've just typed it in, or did you have recording the session at that time?
So probably for the first 80 or so sessions, I wrote them myself. So I have them already written, pre-written. They're already in Discord. Whereas the later sessions, because life got busy, that's when I started trying to find tools like Notebook LM to try to kind of do that for me quicker than spending a half an hour after the session writing it out. But
Wow.
you
So
can
it's open up the session.
So you can scroll down and then see connections from that session. So like, let's see. So most sessions I did hero titles. Those are my attempts to be funny. But it also shows like this session is the first use of an artifact. So in session 5, now it's listed that amulet of Baz or Baaz was first used in session 5. So if we were to go to, so let's click on, if you're at the bottom under connections, click on the amulet of Baz.
Before I click on that, hero titles this episode, is that the heroes have what they thought the title should be, or that's what you have thought the title is from the character's perspective?
That's me making fun of what they did during the episode.
Yeah, okay. All right, so we get Amulet of Bars.
Yeah. And then you'll see that it has a description of it. It tells you what it does. It tells you this first session it was used in and other sessions where it had a major impact, whereabouts it is now, and that kind of stuff. So the way it's set up now is that I can input information. Like if I input a new diary, it should automatically update all these connections, hit and miss. So I don't have to generate everything independently right now. Like I think I've got it to a point now where I can just throw information at it and not try to constantly correct it.
You can throw information and it'll automatically divide everything into like what type of session it was, the tags, the connections are all automatic.
Within reason, yeah. I'm trying to make it that way. I'm trying to give it a little bit so it has certain instructions is the wrong word, so that if it sees in the session that something like an artifact that already exists is mentioned, then it'll automatically put it on the artifact connection.
Wow,
that kind of thing.
And so, where are the audio? Are the audio files on here, or it's just text based?
No. This is just
okay. So the audio.
So let's just get out of this screen quickly. So hit the X at the top right. Yeah, perfect. And just so you know, the little floating thing, that is one of the famous pets in our campaign. It is the Ululu, and Mo has the Ululu, and it is basically a snake with a big giant eyeball, and it's always played. Since very early on, it's played like a very kind of background part in the sessions.
I thought it was a fishhook.
I could see you thinking it's a fishhook. Yeah, it's very similar. So on the left side, if you went to audio and visual, like underneath where you had session diaries.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So in there you can see there. You don't want to play them right now.
No.
But there's some, and they're a little embarrassing. The Kersus original compositions, because some of them I was in an area where I had to be really quiet, so I had to whisper sing them, and I played. So the one that's worth listening to sometime if you have a chance is Murder at Outpost Knoll, because I actually got to do that in my new house where I had the ability to be loud and stuff.
Okay.
But if you scroll down,
make a note.
It does have AI generated audio recaps.
Yeah, I can see. Hang on, there's subheadings in it. Kersus original. AI generated. So AI generated audio recap of the full episode.
Right.
Like a summary.
Yeah, it's a summary dictated by some AI voice.
Why don't you just use the original audio? What's the benefit of using AI?
Well, the idea is just that it's a short, like 5-minute kind of 3 to 5 minute.
Like a summary.
Summary for the characters. There are full sessions, so if you go down, you get dramatic recaps, episode recaps, and then there's the podcast. There's one full session that is uploaded to the internet, which is session 16. And then if you go to the bottom, below that,
I got podcast too. Full session.
So there's that turb mount montage. So one of the interesting things in the campaign is the ability to you have to do montages to increase your attributes or skill set. You have to show, and sometimes people just do them verbally. Sometimes, you have to have background music, kind of like Eye of the Tiger playing when Rocky and,
Should I play it?
Yeah, go ahead and play it.
See if my bandwidth can.
You can even max the screen out so you can see the whole thing. And that's something, and it has audio, which may not come through, but this was one of the players.
It's coming through. It's coming through.
Probably should have been reading what it's saying so that people that are just listening to audio will know what's going on. You can narrate over that. Heat of the moment.
Oh wow, man! Sorry, who created that?
One of the players. So the player that controls the character Turb.
Right, so your players are pretty invested then in this campaign if they're doing doing videos for you.
One of them did it with a collage. They made a collage of pictures showing what occurred using. I think they were using public domain art to try to show what they went through during their process. Because a montage requires, to try to get better at something, to kind of meet some adversity and sort of fail and then get back up again and try again.
Yeah.
And then succeed, sort of like, Karate Kid, even when the original Karate Kid, when he's trying to learn to master the kick. And then, Rocky, of course, being the big, and A-Team had some montages, though they were a little different. But
fantastic.
That's the idea.
Oh my God, this is, like I said, I'm blown away. I don't know what I was expecting when you said you've built a website. I'm thinking, a few tiles.
Yeah, well, it grew. This came out of, remember, I was making the classic Traveler character generator? This grew out of that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right. Okay.
We'll talk about that another time.
What's the name of the role-playing game?
Faraway Land.
Faraway Land. Does the creator know you've done this?
Yes, he is aware that I've done this, and I have his permission. Any of the stuff that's on there, I have asked his permission. I made him.
I was thinking more. He can share it on his website. My God.
Oh yeah. We do a fair exchange of ideas. In one of his books, I didn't get credit. In one of his books, I said, hey, you should do this with combat, and he made an optional rule based on what I had mentioned, because I was saying this is one of the things I would tweak, and he never mentioned me in it. And I'm like, oh, well, that's fine, whatever, no big deal, clearly not a big deal. And then in one of his next books, without ever saying anything to me, he named one of the magical artifacts after me, and I was like, oh, thanks.
What's the name of the creator? Plug.
Dirk Stanley is the
Dirk Stanley.
Is the pseudonym.
You don't have anywhere on here, or do you, list of the role-playing game you're using? You've got the the Heroes of Hello.
You're correct.
That needs to be there somewhere for sure.
You're right.
There you go. There's my little input.
I like it. It's hard to get input. That's one thing. The players are great, but yeah, getting actual input about how to make it good for them is hard sometimes. Although one of the players.
So someone
feedback.
Hypothetically, if you're looking for, or not hypothetically, you're looking for another player. If they wanted a quick summary, to get them up to speed, where would they? Because there's so much here.
Yeah, it's not designed.
Where would you point them to?
You're right. I probably should have a quick summary for new player.
Yeah.
But what I've done in the past is that usually, so in one example, somebody was traveling from their planet to this planet and their spaceship crashed, and so they know nothing about the planet or anything about anything, so they can come in fresh. One
okay.
character
Yeah, so they
one character was a
don't need them.
construct, so they were created, and so they just got to start off, and so they didn't have to. I usually kind of generate reasons why they don't know anything, so they don't need to know any of the lore, and it kind of gets piled on them as they talk to the other
Yeah.
characters.
But it looks like you've posted 2 story arcs. So there's the shipwreck arc, which is 1 to 5, and then the most recent arc is looking for Peter Pumpkin. That's what they would be joining, or is there another one?
Yes, they're in the midst of looking for Peter Pumpkin right now.
So they could go.
He was kidnapped. Now those links may not all work. Their arcs or something I just started instituting like a couple days ago.
It opens.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Because I've been working on the arcs as a brand new thing I'm adding.
It's amazing. It is seriously. I'm gobsmacked. I always used to remember when I was running like not pre-internet, but pre-COVID. You know, you have notebooks and scraps and everything. There was nothing. It wasn't in one place like this. That pretty much is a testament not only to the campaign, but helps players, you know, get invested more.
Here's hoping. Yeah, that's the hope.
Yeah.
But it was also a fun exercise, and part of what made it fun was me going back and having to look at all the old, because I have everything in notebooks and like you said, pieces of paper. I have scrap paper that I've got that I'm going through and all this stuff, and it's making me organize, and it helps me remember myself so that I can give them a more living world. Because if you don't, like as a GM, if you're forgetting stuff, it's more difficult. It's fun it's very enjoyable to fly by the seat of your pants, but I don't want them to miss out on
Seems
something.
So much history and lore, man. You can't remember it all. I mean, I suppose you've given the players the ability to bring up things themselves, because it's easier for a player to remember their own lore than you to remember all of everything that's happened and every individual player. This is like, if I was a player, I'd be like, oh, bang, yeah, that's right. I got this here. Bada bee, bada boom. Can they edit this as well, or if they want to edit, they have to let you know? Because you said they could log in at the start.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's blocked, so I can't, because I'm not on a commercial account. I can't really easily link it to, like, say, Google Sheets. So all the characters in the campaign have the Google a tab and a Google Sheet, and they only look at their own tab, and that's where they edit information. But I can't find an easy way to connect that. And I don't want things to get too complicated. So probably, like, in there shows hit points and things, but I'm probably going to just show max hit points, and I'm not going to try to keep up to date where their hit points are and things like that.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
So based on your view, so you'll see there where it says expendable, formidable. So because you're not that player, you can't see the exact numbers. And it allows...
Oh, right.
What you can't know is that, like, say, certain characters have secrets, and the idea is that I wanted a place for them to be able to post their secrets and have them visible to them, so they don't forget their secrets without anyone else seeing it. Because even in the Google Sheet,
are there secrets here?
Not that if you're an observer, you can't see any of the secrets.
They're locked. So that's why they can log in. They can actually log in and get access to their own.
Not only that, if you scroll down on Tira, for example, you'll see her quests. So each character's quests, there's going to be some that are the same, but I'm working on it still, but it's essentially set up so these are the quests that are visible and important to that character. So some characters might have quests that no one else knows about. They might have quests that are only a priority to them, but really a background issue for anybody else, that kind of stuff. So it shows up under their sheet as the quests that are important to them.
Oh, I can't see their quests. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see them at the bottom as an observer if they're public. Yeah, some of them are public knowledge. So you see the current capers and active antics. So the current capers are the important ones. They're quests. Yeah, I don't like the word quest.
Okay. I was looking for the word quest.
It makes sense, but it bothers me because it's not a video game and it's a living world, that it's like we don't go on quests in our daily life. So
should I be able to open that? Because I clicked it and it opened it.
yep, as long if it's there, it's public knowledge. Then anybody can see it.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
There might be some exceptions where see they're doing that right now. That's in progress. So they're traveling to the old. Well, they're sort of traveling to the old Sentry Tower in that they were heading directly toward it and decided to turn right, as players do.
So every character has their own. That's where quest. The word quest is there though. They have their own. Say quest. I can't remember the other word you used there. Antics. No, yeah, their own capers. How does the party determine what they're doing then? So
I think how they randomly feel at any given time when they're there. The idea of this is partially to help focus them too, though, so that they can see what's in. Because I think a week goes by, we're working, we're doing other stuff, and then we sit down and they're like, "Oh crap, what are we doing today?" And I give them a little recap at the beginning of every session so they kind of know where they are. But there has been a problem of focus with what are we supposed to be doing? What are the big things? Because there are some big meta things going on, like world-changing events happening in the background that they can have direct impact on if they choose to. And I want to make sure they don't forget about them. That's why you see one's critical. That critical generally means world changing, like big, maybe not world, maybe it's just, for this continent or something like that, or this country, that it's very important, but maybe it's even bigger than that.
So how much of this campaign have you planned ahead?
Oh, none.
This is something you've created. It's not a module.
Right. But there are some interconnected adventures. So the first 3 adventures I ran were written by Dirk Stanley, and they're in his they were in his Adventure Awesome book. And then it kind of, because originally we were just going to do a one shot, so then it kind of grew from there, and then I've used various things.
This started off as a one shot and then just blew out to a campaign.
That's right.
Oh man.
But I don't like now. Okay. It sounds like I'm tooting my.
I'm glad this was a video podcast, because otherwise this would have been very useful.
Yeah. Well, I think people just listening to us are going to be like, "What are they looking at?"
Yeah. You'll have to put the link.
So
podcast chat.
Let's finish this off talking about something that you're working on or doing right now.
Oh, what am I working on or doing? Well, I'm on annual leave, so I'm doing probably a lot more than I would have if I was working. I've gone to a few in-person conventions. I know in-person's not something you get to do much in your part of the woods, but I've done 2 in-person conventions back to back, last weekend and this weekend. Yeah, so that's been fantastic. What I'm planning is I'm actually looking at an adventure I'm running on Furiously Eclectic for May. So I'm doing that in the background using Quest Portal, which is the VTT I use, which I only recently, probably in the last 3 or 4 months, discovered. So that's been good. And this month running a session online at Pickup Con. So basically online moving forward, and I've done most of my in-person stuff. And that adventure I'm running, because I run the in-person adventure at the cons, I'm just converting that to Quest Portal to run it online at Pickup Con. So yeah, just dabbling in that sort of thing. That's pretty much it. Yeah, all one-shots. Nothing that has this level of detail. Let's just say that.
Wow. This is maybe a once in a lifetime chance to do something like this. Like
it's so good.
I've never had anything like this before, I'm pretty protective of it. So we don't do open calls, but I've created a form. I'm not sure how useful that is. Usually, if anybody in the group plays with somebody and says, "Hey, this person would be a good addition," then yep, all in. That was always the rule before, that any player has to have played with either me or one of the other players before they could join the campaign, and that's worked out pretty good.
You've got 4 players.
Yeah, right now we just have
4.
4.
You're looking for a 5th.
I'm looking for a 5th. Yeah.
Well, if anyone's interested and they know someone who knows someone, you might get a spot.
Shall we wrap this one up to move on to the next?
Yep. Thank you very much.
Yeah, this was a little bit more about me than I had intended, but
all good. I like listening. I
time.
like to watch. See you later. Bye.
That was the show.